passing game, and Smith 151 yards on 6 of 15. Had one picked off on the last possession. Flips it out here. Edgecombe breaking a tackle, and he would appear to have the first down into Texas territory near the 49 as Jared Norton, 6'3", 230, a junior out of Rowlett, Texas, making the tackle.
Good job of misdirection play there, getting the tailback outside, and you're going to see a pretty good block here back on a crackback block. Get him up above the waist. That's good. And Deion Beasley, number 7, comes in and kind of makes a whiff there. Doesn't get the tackle he needs to. Good pursuit there by the Longhorns inside out. It was Norton, I believe, making the tackle on the sideline.
Makes 11 yards on the play, and it's 1st and 10 at the 49 of Texas. Smith. Incomplete. That ends the first quarter. Texas in control, 14-0 over Florida Atlantic, as the Longhorns have gotten a touchdown from Cody Johnson and Chris Obanaya. McCoy throwing for 1. Longhorns on top after 1. Welcome back on the campus of the University of Texas in Austin. College football Saturday. Longhorns 14 zip leader here after 1 quarter against Florida Atlantic. Mack Brown visiting with the officials here as the Longhorns. Pretty good football action here in this first quarter. Florida Atlantic has moved it but has not got in the end zone yet. You see the rushing story with Texas dominating there. Rusty Smith has his club set for a 2nd and 10 at the 49 of Texas. He's hit 4 different receivers for 15-plus yards on plays. And here's another big play. Off to the races on the sideline as they continue to go through the air and riddle the University of Texas. This time it is Rob Hausler, the tight end, a junior who is a Texan out of Converse Judson High School just down I-35.
And one of the things that Will Muschamp is probably really upset with right now is the tackling effort that he's getting from his Texas defense. Not a great job here of tackling these receivers from Florida Atlantic as they go down the field. And that's one of the things that happens to you in training camp. You don't have the ability to do live tackling. So this first game, those first opportunities to make those live hits, sometimes you come up empty.
Hausler, 30-plus yards on that play. And the ball carrier Charles Pierre on this tote. Let's check in on the sideline again. Ahmad?
Here we go. Of course, I'm joined here with the man of the hour. Vince, you've come back on so many different occasions for so many different things, but today signifies a different day. Your name is officially now a part of this stadium. How does it feel to have your jersey retired?
I mean, it haven't already hit me yet, you know, to the full, point of, how big it is yet, but, the respect that the people and the fans and the University of Texas have for me, I definitely appreciate it, as well as with my family as well.
People know of your accomplishments on the field. However, you came back this summer to obtain your degree. Tell us why, and why was that so important to you, V?
Well, it's definitely big. You never know how long you're going to play in the NFL, and, definitely I wanted to get my degree for myself and for my family and my mom. But in the same time, you put in all that hard work of sitting in the classroom while you was here and not to come back and finish. I don't understand that one bit, but I always want to finish and continue making myself, my family proud, my fans proud, and, being a role model, letting everybody else know that you need to always go finish up school no matter what, how much money you have.
Many of your former teammates came out today to support you. Also, several teammates from the Tennessee Titans. What did it feel to have your teammates here, and what's the outlook for the season for the Tennessee Titans this year?
My teammates, man, they got a strong supporting cast for me, man, and they give me so much confidence when I'm out there in the football field because, the fact is, a lot of different things is always getting scrutinized a lot, and I can always turn to my family, my fans, my teammates, my coaches, and them guys that just pick me up to continue, to see me be successful, and that's what I want to do. I always want to make them happy because of the fact that how much respect and love that they have for me. I'm going to go out there and play my heart out to the fullest. So for these guys to come out here today, man, I'm truly, truly blessed to have guys like that to come hang out with me and, come hang out with me and see what's going on and come to see and be a part of this Texas football. So,
VY, you are truly a role model for young and old. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thanks very much, Ahmad, as Keegan Peterson comes on for the field goal attempt. And a flag was thrown right before the kick, I believe, Gary.
Well, if it's a 5-yard penalty against Texas, that'd be a first down against Florida Atlantic.
Offense, 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
Well, that's one thing the 42nd clock got to, and that's the field goal team. They'll have to back it up 5 yards and do it again.
So Peterson Get another shot. He's a junior out of Riverview, Florida, 6'1", 185.
A decent job of red zone defense by Texas, negating Florida Atlantic and Rusty Smith and throwing one into the end zone.
And different kicker now. It'll be Worley Leroy for the field goal attempt. And 31-yarder, and this one is good. So Worley Leroy, a senior out of Boca Raton, and last year he hit 19 of 27. He puts Howard Schnellenberger's club on the board. It's 14-3 Texas. Watch your college football Saturday. We'll be back in Austin in a moment. To Austin, where Texas leads at 14-3 over Florida Atlantic. The Owls just getting on the scoreboard on the field goal by Leroy. Leroy will kick it off here. Longhorns will have two deep players as Brown and Bosby, as Shipley here. And Shipley will take a knee, and they'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. Jordan Shipley, good to see him finally healthy. He's had so many injuries in his Texas career. And Colt McCoy will come back on. He is 7 of 7 for 63 yards.
No rust there.
No.
And he finished very strong over the last 8 games of the year, Bill. Over 65% completion percentage last year. And finished up real strong. Obviously not disappointing tonight. And getting good production up front. His offensive line doing a pretty good job.
And John Childs will be a wide out to the near side on this possession. First and 10, Texas. They're looking at Childs, not going there. McCoy now finds Irby. Nice catch by Blaine Irby, a sophomore from California. Last year played 11 games, had a couple of catches.
Watch the protection here. Good job by the O-line there, picking him up. Everybody's clean. No problem getting to the quarterback there. Nobody's getting to him, rather, and just finds his tight end Irby. And that offensive line, it's anchored up front by a couple of guys that are preseason, got some accolades ahead of them. That's Chris Hall, the center, and Cedric Dockery. And those guys, both of them, have an opportunity. They're on some watch lists. Dockery's on the Outland watch list, and Remington, the center, Chris Hall, the center, the Remington list. So they've been noticed. And this offensive line, Bill, has some experience, and if they play well, and they're going to need to play well to really help this football team along, they've got to develop a running game. Where's it going to come from? We've seen Vondrell McGee be pretty explosive tonight, and they could be an excellent offensive football team if this offensive line does what's expected.
Saw McGee on that last carry, and I think most folks, if you take a deeper look at Colt McCoy's so-called off-season last year, he had 18 interceptions, and that is too many. A lot of that was because of what happened in the offensive line, and they certainly feel, as you're saying, that with this group going to be much better, you can expect a better performance out of your quarterback, and as a result, these running backs that are trying to find their way in the early going.
Yeah, and you got Adam Ulatowski, number 74, who's playing left tackle for the Longhorns. He played all across the offensive line last year for them and really had to move around. He was their X factor because he was the one guy that they had the ability to move around. And take a look at Vondrell's numbers. That's because he's getting pretty good blocking up front there for Vondrell. But the offensive line, they need to be a strong suit for the Longhorns.
So McGee, a couple of carries, and sets up a 3rd and 3 now for McCoy out of the gun. Quick hitter, and Irby gets his 3rd reception and has the first down.
Yeah, good job of using his hands, getting there. Good defense there in the secondary, coming downhill, trying to make that play by Florida Atlantic defense. You're going to see the safety come down the hill there and just trying to knock that ball away, but a bigger receiver using his hands and pulling it in.
Greg Joseph made the stop. There's Greg, the senior out of Jacksonville, Florida, as Texas up 14-3, 11:25 to go, second quarter, and moving it again. Mixing it up nicely. Irby, 2 catches last year, 3 in the first game tonight. How about this? Shipley got hit just as he delivered the football, and it falls incomplete.
Shipley, Cosby, those guys, they play together, and he was open down the field, and just a little bit longer he needed. Goes inside. You see him trying to fake the inside route, but not going to be there. And
McCoy tried to pick him up with a block. That is not one of the things that Colt McCoy is
not going to work.
And I don't know if you want him looking for some of those big guys. Second down and 10. McCoy delivers this one. And another first down, as that'll move the chains on the reception by Malcolm Williams. And Williams, his first game as a Longhorn, has been impressive in the early going.
Yeah, a couple of grabs here already for Williams, that third wide receiver. This spread offense, I think, is really helpful for Colt McCoy. I think he understands things now. He sees everything, sees the defensive line, and knows where to go with the football.
McCoy keeping it this time to the 30 and run out of bounds near the 25, and the flags are flying.
Well, not too much problem with that one. You get Colt McCoy about 2 yards out of bounds, and then you get a little extracurricular activity there by Ed Alexander, the safety, coming over the top. And we'll take a listen here.
After the play, personal foul. 38 defense. After this goal, first down.
No question about that. And Longhorns already a 14-3 lead. Florida Atlantic has shown little ability to slow them down, and the penalty was on Ed Alexander, sophomore. Fans getting another look at the Godzillatron.
Bigger than life.
Yes. Humongous scoreboard here. And Florida Atlantic's been to a lot of big places. And they played Florida, they played Minnesota. I don't know if they, in the pregame warm-up, most of their players could not keep their eyes off it. There's no way you can if you haven't been here before.
Well, we'll go back to that shot again from the end zone. This field is 52 yards wide, and you can just see how wide that screen is.
McCoy, flag thrown, incomplete. Trying to connect with Cosby.
Corey Small doing a good job in coverage. They're staying with his the receiver across the back of the end zone. He's got one of the better defensive backs that Florida Atlantic has. He's a NFL draft prospect. Girl can't get FaceTime. That's not good.
There are 2 fouls by the defense on the play. Offside defense. That penalty is declined. Roughing the passer, number 5 defense. That penalty would be half the distance to the goal. First down.
Referee Gerald Wright saying, wait a minute, let me get my speaking done, then I'll drink my water.
Yeah, and they're getting Charlie Tanner picked up off the turf there, big guard. They're playing left guard for him. Looks like he's favoring his left leg there to some level, and that's not good. You want to keep these guys healthy early in the season. You want them to grow, and that's just going to set him back a little ways.
Tanner, a junior from here in Austin, out of Anderson High School. In fact, both his parents graduated from the University of Texas. 9-game starter a year ago, and counting heavily on him this year.
And I believe Michael Huey comes into the ball game playing that guard spot for him as a replacement. So Charlie Tanner, gosh, hate to see that early in the season at all. So I hate to see it at all.
Huey is a sophomore from Kilgore, Texas, and we'll pick it up now with Texas. 1st and goal to go from the 6-yard line following that penalty. McCoy has Obaniah in there with him. Dumps it off to Chris. Obaniah trying to follow some blockers. And steps out of bounds. Not much gain, if any.
They ask this offensive line to be athletic. They run the screens to the outside. They ask them to bump and release. And the athletes that Texas has across the offensive front, all these guys can do that, Bill. That's what's unique about them. Sure, they are huge. They're 340, 330 pounders, but they can still make those blocks and still get outside to be effective in the open field and blocking on the defense.
Vondrell McGee got a good initial push and then stopped suddenly around the 3-yard line. And Obaniah will come back for McGee now.
Now Texas has had this ball here at 1st and goal inside the 10-yard line, and Florida Atlantic has done a pretty good job the first couple of plays here. So now 3rd down.
9 plays, 76 yards on this drive so far. They're trying to punch it in here on a 3rd and goal, officially from the 4-yard line. McCoy, and whistles and flags stop this play from getting underway.
Going through a false start there.
Party snap. False start. 74 offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Thanks, Ulatowski.
Well, when you're 6'8", and that kind of happens to you sometimes. Big Adam on the outside. Hand to the face.
So it changes up a bit for Texas now as McCoy bring him out 3rd and goal from the 9. Dan Buckner is in the ball game as one wide out. McCoy trying to buy some time, comes back against the Gray, touchdown! Jordan Shipley, a strike from McCoy. And Jordan Shipley, a senior out of Vernon, Texas, gets the TD. Jackson put some pressure on McCoy, but not enough. He's still perfect, 12 of 12 on the day.
Shipley's just going to come across the back of the end zone and continue to work for Colt McCoy. And defenders don't stay with him. That's what they need to do defensively, and he knows it. He knows what he needed to do right there across the field, and did he get it done? Mr. Morris Hill in coverage, and Shipley had a nice, easy catch there.
Hunter Lawrence on for the point after attempt, and it is good in Texas. And Lawrence 3 of 3, and Jordan Shipley getting in on the scoring act. Longhorns 21, the Owls of Florida Atlantic 3. Welcome back as Jordan Shipley enjoys a little refreshment on the sideline. Shipley, who had an unbelievable high school career as a receiver and has battled injuries throughout. He's healthy, and that's a big weapon as Colt McCoy found him here. And McCoy, as you take a look at Tanner being taken away, McCoy has been perfect tonight.
Yeah, 12 of 12 so far to start this ball game. Doesn't have to throw it far. He's got exceptional athletes throw it out there to him, and they'll make the plays. But he also is a guy who's a dual threat quarterback, Bill. He can do it with his feet as well. A smart guy who plays well in space. He runs this offense to perfection tonight so far this evening, and he's on fire like this throughout the rest of the year. The Longhorns are going to be in it till the end.
The Longhorns rolling here, 21-3. McCoy gets on the headset, visit Greg Davis, and 10 plays, 80 yards, 423 is what it took. As McCoy also, see that note, has run a couple of times for 37 yards. All part of what has really been labeled as you are the quarterback in the Big 12 Conference. Then to Tucker to kick it off. And Edstrom will bring it out. The 16-yard line. That's where they'll operate 1st and 10.
You know, Bill, Texas has really built this program over the last several years, and right at the helm of it is Mack Brown. He has done a great job with this program, and there's some numbers in the notes that we get each week to read here about the program. They're just tremendous with what he does. He's coming off his 7th consecutive 10-win season here at the school, and you know, one of the things that they have is they're one only school that has both started and finished the season ranked among the nation's top 15 in each of the last 8 seasons. That's starting and finishing. Man, that's hard to do.
We talk about what's it take to be great, consistently good. Well, he's been consistently great.
Yeah.
And the defense answering here. McElroy leads the way on the opening stop.
Well, you talk about the growth of the program, but what about the season ticket base here? I tell you, it's impressive too. You know, they started with a little over 37,000 when Matt came here, but now it's up over 80,000 for season ticket sales here in this complex, and now it seats over 90,000. Where are they going with this program?
And when they announce the official tonight, it'll be the largest crowd to watch a college football game in the state of Texas. Smith rolls out and incomplete. So Texas defense now trying to stiffen a little bit.
That's a couple of throws now that Rusty Smith has thrown way upstairs, and his receivers just can't get up to that level to get them. So he needs to be a little sharper with his passes. He's got the ability to do that, but you see there he's got a little green on his jersey. They've been getting to him a little bit. Now 8 of 20, not the efficiency you'd like to have.
Gent goes wide to the right side. And this one stumbling near the 13-yard line out of the backfield, William Rose.
Now Gary Nordcole on a safe play there to get the ball down the field and not throw it down the field, but throw it out to the short flat. Couldn't pull it in quick enough to get a good run after the catch. But a good job there by Texas again defensively, holding on here, not allowing Florida Atlantic to move the football.
Keegan Peterson on for the punting this time, and Peterson drives it, and it's picked up on the run, and good coverage that time by Florida Atlantic as the stop is made as Quan Cosby on the return. Cosby, here is giving you some of his numbers, absolutely amazing, with 3,190 all-purpose yards coming in here tonight. Timeout is called. Texas, great field position when we come back, and the Longhorns a 21-3 leader as well. Back to the action here as Texas takes over. McCoy has all day, going down the sideline, and it is complete inside the 25-yard line. Obanaya out of the backfield, and Chris Obanaya makes the reception.
Well, why don't you fake it to him and throw it to him? Obanaya coming out on the play fake there out of the back. You can see him running around, and there he keeps going. Colt McCoy with a strike here. Nice grab. Obanaya showing he's got pretty good hands. Getting around the linebacker. George Allen in coverage.
And a 30-yard pickup. His consecutive completions. The record watch is on. He's hit 13 of 13. And he and Vince Young owning that record at 15.
You think Vince is watching, huh?
Yeah, he's here, so might as well say, hey. And make it 14 of 14.
No,
juggled. I beg your pardon.
Wow.
Polo covering on the play. It was James Kirkendall, the sophomore out of Round Rock, Texas, I should say. And
did our guys jinx him? They put the stat up there, and that's what happened. Good play in there in the secondary. The ball was there. Good play. Knocked it out. Was unable to bring it in.
Let's go back down to, pardon me, Gary, to Ahmad Brooks. Got another guest with him on the sideline.
We sure do. Another teammate of Vince Young, also a Texas legend here as well. Ahmad Hall, fullback. My friend, you came back to Austin, of course, another time. What brings you back?
Man, it's so important, you know, for us to come out and show our support for Vince. You know, Vince getting his jersey retired. And anytime as an ex-Longhorn or ex-football player here, you always want to come back when you get a chance, man. It's a family atmosphere, and we love coming back. Guys can't stay away from Austin.
Now, you've played with Vince in college and also in the pros. Key memories, man, of watching this guy do his thing over the past several years.
Man, I have so many memories of Vince, you know what I mean? Just winning that national championship and, you know, him just continuing to do the same thing once he got in the league. You know, he's done a lot of things that he's done, I mean, in college football, in the NFL, and it's amazing to see him make that transition. But just being with him outside the field, you know, is just you know, I mean, most fond memories that I have of Vince. You know, just hanging with him as a friend and watching his development and you know, I mean, develop into a man.
Ahmad Hall, fullback here, who helped Vince Young run for some of those touchdowns, still doing it in Tennessee. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you very much. It's good to see so many of those ex-players back here. Blaine Irby make the reception, but he was short of the first down on a third down situation. It makes it a 4th and 2 for Texas, and we'll see if they go for it or not. It appears they'll be trying for the field goal attempt, and Hunter Lawrence will be doing the kicking. So Lawrence, again, if you didn't catch it early, Ryan Bailey, bit of a hamstring injury, and Lawrence is getting the field goal and extra point duties. 31-yard attempt coming up.
Timeout. Florida Atlantic, their first timeout this half.
So the Owls want to talk it over as we have 5:39 to go. 4 years old.
Yeah.
Now, we all know Bear Bryant. He worked with him as well. Don Shula goes on and on. George Allen. All right, they fake the field goal, and Shipley gets the first down.
No surprise there. I was thinking that Mack was going to go for this anyway. I thought he might put his offense back out there. Good job of getting that first down, keeping it going, put the offense back out there on the field. Just a direct snap to the holder, which Shipley in this case. Just push that pile in the middle. Just need a couple.
Shipley mentioned just what an outstanding athlete he is. He played for his father, Bob, at Burnett. Of course, Stephen McGee was the quarterback. Thus, they both set a lot of records in their high school days. McGee, of course, over at A&M. And first down now, it goes to Vondrell McGee, and Flag is thrown as he's tugged down at the 5-yard line. George Allen in on the stop.
Yeah, look like we're going to get a hold inside there on the Texas offense.
Holding. 63 offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
You know, they get the new guys coming in there, calling Michael Hill. We watch the left guard coming around, and he's got that nose tackle. You see that tackle right there, bingo. He got him down. A pretty good down block to me, but might have had a little cloth on the outside.
And push it back as Texas with a comfortable lead, but it has not been a real smooth first half both ways other than Colt McCoy's passing.
Yeah, he's been really smooth. Only one incompletion on the evening so far.
We'd like to have a do-over on that, or Kirkendall would, as McCoy comes into Shipley on the in route and makes it to the 15-yard line as Jackson makes the tackle.
You got to be kind of tough to come inside like this. You know the linebacker's going to hit you. You take that pass, and those defensive linemen get out of there sometimes as well.
2nd and goal to go. 4:20 remaining here in the first half as McCoy continues to light them up. They've had 17 first downs in 35 plays. This is another completion as Irby up quickly after he is stopped near the 11-yard line. Corey Small making the tackle.
Good open field tackle by Corey Small, coming up there on a big receiver. Only a 5'10", 190, coming in and making a good, clean, low tackle.
McCoy has spread it around in the receiving game. Irby, Obaniah, Williams, Shipley, McGee, Cosby, and Childs have all caught passes from Colt McCoy in this incredible first half performance. 3rd and goal. Got a man here, and it is complete.
And contact. He's out of bounds.
Yep, out of bounds.
I think they're going to call him contact and forcing him out of bounds, Bill. So this is probably going to go against the Florida Atlantic defense. And talk about number 26 out there, Corey Small. He has looked contact there, and he pushes him out of bounds, and that's what I believe the officials are going to call.
Small with 9 career interceptions.
Pass interference. Number 26 defense. The ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. First down.
A spot foul right there, and you can see him here on the outside. There's the matchup, and he's going to go to the outside and watch him right there around the 2-yard line. You can see that pushing and shoving and knocks him out of bounds.
Well, he denied him a touchdown there, but almost ensured him one now because it'll go to first
fresh set it down.
And goal from the 2. So tough play for Corey Small, who is senior DB out of Naples, Florida last year, a number 2 all-conference pick with 5 interceptions. Here is McCoy sprinting to the corner. Got it. Touchdown, Texas. Colt McCoy, who's already thrown for 2, scores his first.
Well, again, he had the same choice there with the fake. He could throw that ball or run the ball. He had Jordan Shipley coming across the back of the end zone. Colt McCoy decides to use his legs, and he's had a fantastic night. He's run this offense to perfection, Bill, and he's done this the last couple of seasons, and he is really poised, I think, to have a great junior campaign.
Well, was it last year where we saw him throw for 295 yards and a half against Rice in a game down here? And he has had one whale of a half here this evening. He is 16 of 17 for 153, thrown for 2, scored 1, and the point after by Hunter Lawrence is good as well. And Texas now up 28-3.
Just an impressive effort here by the Longhorns. All even tonight. You take a look at their possessions, 4 touchdowns and 1 punting situation. So Texas getting it done for the most part, and whenever they had the football.
Yeah, Florida Atlantic, we thought they would move the ball, and they have. But the question coming in was, could their defense put up enough to make it a game? And so far, it's been pretty much whatever Mack Brown's crew has wanted, they've got.
Yeah, Kirk Hoser, the defensive coordinator, talked about their guys playing. Their playing experience is the key. They've got some young guys, and they're having to move up in talent, but they're not really that experienced. And they feel like they've got decent speed out there. But overall, the offense for Texas has been clicking and taking care of what they wanted to against Howard Schnellenberger's defense. Guess he didn't get the weather report that it's going to be 90 plus and super hot. Got the jacket on still.
I'll tell you what, that is old school, and that is coat and tie and that demeanor on the sideline. And I don't know how healthy it is, but
hopefully he's staying hydrated.
That's right. He put one of those vests on him. Well, it's the makings of a long, long night for the Owls. And Mac Brown, of course, his tenure here, starting our 11th year with his staff, and quite a staff he's put together. I'll tell you what, and the continuity that they've been able to maintain over the years. Mac, last year 10-3, and this year, of course, after this game, they've got at UTEP before they play Arkansas and Rice, then get on to the Big 12. Here's the kickoff, and almost wrestled for it before finally brought down and up to the 25 and to the 30-yard line. And carrying the football, Jeff Blanchard. Blanchard stopped there, and with 3:18 to go in the half, we'll see what the Owls can put together offensively. And what about Will Muschamp? First half as the defensive coordinator, it seems like they made some adjustments. Smith was getting a lot of what he wanted in the passing game early, but not much later.
Looks like the secondary has kind of shored things up here pretty well. They're getting a little pressure on the quarterback. You see the dirty jersey there for Rusty Smith. He's gotten knocked to the ground, and that's what you want to do to a quarterback. Come into your stadium, you want to dirty him up a little bit and make it hard for him to operate.
28-yard return by Blanchard gives him a 1st and 10 at the 32, and he drills a strike across midfield to Gent. Cortez Gent. And has it at the 49, a pickup of 19 yards.
They just continue to rush the quarterback and try to hit him, and they did that time after he threw the football, though, but it was a continuation play. Rusty Smith trying to run this team down the field. Got plenty of time to work with.
1st and 10 for Smith and the Owls. Hands it off. Throws. Nice opening. And then a loose football. Flag thrown. I think he was already down. Earl Thomas made the tackle on William Rose.
I think there's actually thrown a beanbag and not a flag. He had the wrong grab there, so it's going to be a 1st down here for Florida Atlantic. And he's down. See Earl Thomas there making the tackle.
First and 10 from the 36. A pump fake from Smith. Looking for Gent again. And incomplete. Flags come flying.
Yeah, it's going to be contact on the outside. No doubt about that. Palmer on the outside trying to cover Gent. And Gent's trying to get around him and impeding the progress. Ryan Palmer's going to have a pass interference call called on him here. And you see the pump fake there. Rusty Smith puts it out there nicely. And
Gent with 3 receptions for 59 yards.
Pass interference. 13 defense. 15-yard penalty. Previous spot. 1st down.
So Florida Atlantic is in business. And you know Texas is thinking, hey, we put together a pretty nice half here. We made some adjustments. Let's not give them any reason to be hopeful going into the second half, Gary.
That's certainly what you like to do. And Texas defense so far tonight has played pretty good red zone defense. Florida Atlantic's had it down here a couple of times, but haven't been able to get in the end zone.
Video board demands that the crowd make noise. They respond. They're coachable. And it's 1st and 10 for the 21-yard line. Flag thrown.
False start. 71 offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
And Big John Rizzo getting called there. Leader of that offensive line, the right tackle. Move it a little bit early.
9 penalties in the game. 5 on the Owls. 4 on Texas in this first half. And then they'll make it a 1st and 15 from the 26-yard line.
Now, Bill, Florida Atlantic, they're missing their, everything tied in. Who's not in this ball game.
Their 2nd timeout. Before will be a 30-second timeout.
Timeout here, and this is a ball club that has moved it but hasn't been able to punch in for the touchdown because of turnovers in the red zone.
Yeah, you got the snap here over Rusty Smith's head by the center, and that's an unforced error you're going against you, and you can't do that. And then you throw one into the end zone here, get a tip pass and intercepted. So a couple opportunities in the end zone went awry because of turnovers, and then there's one field goal up on the board for Florida Atlantic. So they've had the opportunities down here, just have not been efficient with it. And that one almost got away as well.
And Howard Schnellenberger realizing, all right, we got 2:23 to go. Really need a touchdown. I mean, you're down 25 right now. 3 would be nice, but you go in 28-10. You're at least saying, all right, guys, we can come back from this. And we've shown we can do something because you know he's going to tell his guys, we had it twice in the red zone. Where we could easily have had 14 more points.
You see the total yards in this game, 256 for Texas and 216 for Florida Atlantic. They have moved the football.
First and 15 here. Smith in trouble. Flushed out. Incomplete. Intended down there on the sideline. Looking for Bonner. Earl Thomas covering on the play.
You see the height of the receivers there for Florida Atlantic. Wow, when he comes across the field, he's a sight. He's got great height.
And Bonner goes 6'3". Jen is 6'2". Mr. Jean at 6'3". We saw Hausler, the tight end, earlier, 6'5".
Jamar Grant, 6'5". They got some tall fellas out there.
Second and 15 now with 2:17 remaining. Hands it off. Good push up the middle. It's still going to be 3rd and long as Pierre, the ball carrier that time. Charles last year rushed for 782 yards and scored 7 touchdowns.
30-second clock running here, and clock continue to run here. Don't know if Rusty Smith is going to throw to the ground or not. No, he's going to run play.
Smith, who threw for 32 touchdowns last year, looking for one here. Got a completion across the middle and a score. TD, Rob Hausler.
Rob Hausler, the starting tight end in this ball game, because Hal Harmon not able to play. Had a knee injury, and he's out for the season, so Hausler going to be counted on to play the tight end spot for Florida Atlantic along with Jabari Grant. That's a good score there for Florida Atlantic to get it down here and actually get something out of a possession that they've had with good field position. It's a nice throw by Smith. Gets in the middle of the secondary. Earl Thomas not able to get there in time to pull him down.
20 yards on the TD reception to Hausler, and now they come on with Leroy for the PAT, and it is good. So Florida Atlantic, a little faithful crowd that has followed them from South Florida up here, and as a result, they have cut it now to 18. It's 28-10.
Well, decent protection up front for the quarterback as well. He stands in there and holding out the Texas defense. You're going to see Hausler come in here to the backside, gets inside the defense, and then the safety coming over the top, not able to get there in time, Earl Thomas. So nice play design there by Gary Knorr to help his quarterback, Rusty Smith, dissect this Texas defense.
And they're able to convert on 3rd down 5 of 8 times tonight, and now a 68-yard drive, 5 plays, just 145.
Well, you got a little famous guy in the house, Mr. McConaughey.
I thought we are Marshall. Wait a minute. He's got a Texas shirt on.
I think he's going to wear a Texas shirt for a long time.
Yeah, I think so. Is looking very comfortable here. 140 remaining, and the only problem with Florida Atlantic, they may have just scored too soon, Gary. They give Texas an opportunity, and Mac Brown could say, all right, let's kind of work on our 2-minute drill.
I don't know if Mac's going to be mad or not. It all depends on what he wants to do and try to take it down the field, or just be content with a 28-10 lead, take it into halftime.
Leroy to kick it off here. And it is taken to the 20 and about there, and then the defense stuffs him pretty good. A 17-yard return on the play for Williams.
And Malcolm Williams getting the ball there, bringing it back for Texas.
Return, 1st and 10 from the 21.
So Colt McCoy will come on. You see Vondrell McGee joining him. And We'll see what they do with this final 133.
Now, will they go up-tempo here? Will they try to push the ball down the field? I think a lot of that depends on what happens on first down. If they get a good, decent play here and they get good positive yardage, they may try to go up-tempo.
Williams comes wide to the right. Colt McCoy, Irby. I mean, you would have to believe that Colt McCoy, he hasn't really missed all day. The one incompletion was a bobble by the receiver that you got to believe, why shouldn't he be able to go down and score here? He's certainly a
smart enough quarterback. He's just surveying the defense here. Looks like a three-man rush alignment for Florida Atlantic. Probably going to bring one of their linebackers, one of the perimeter players, with a three-man front. And they're dropping 8 now in the coverage.
Obaniah, the receiver, he is tripped up. And now Texas will call a timeout.
Be short of the first down, couple of yards there. Obaniah hopping to the sideline. A little stinger probably. That's what it looks
timeout.
like.
Texas. That's their first timeout this half.
2 remaining for the Longhorns.
This will be a 30-second timeout.
Hopefully Obaniah is all right, as McGee got banged up a little bit earlier, but he's able to return all right and is in right now. Colt McCoy leading Texas as we thought he would, with a pair of TD passes and a TD run of his own.
Pretty good job of protection, the offensive line. He hasn't been touched all night unless he's really wanted to run into traffic in the run game. So Colt McCoy being able to operate back there, his line doing a good job, and these receivers for the most part bringing in those passes.
Well, Mac Brown told us that he's probably been as hard on this group in preseason, spring ball, and summer training as any. He said, and I love the team, the way they've responded, the way they've really taken a business approach, and you can certainly see Colt McCoy, no doubt, has got his game under control. Let's see what he comes up with now on a 3rd and 3 at the 28, but the clock a factor, and they're trying to get that first down, and McGee.
Now Florida Atlantic calls a timeout, so Coach Schnellenberger decides, hey, we're going to get this ball back, force Texas to punt the football.
Timeout. Florida Atlantic. It's their last timeout this half.
40 seconds left or so, and we'll see if Rusty Smith can make some magic there. Bring the ball down the field.
Well, Mac Brown, talking about this team, realizes there are some challenges with a young football team.
Fun to try to teach and watch these guys grow. And when a Jamal Charles and a guy like Jermichael Finley leave, it's just another opportunity for somebody to step up. And at Texas, if we've done our job, we should have someone ready to step into those positions. So it's fun to watch a new opportunity for a young guy that he hadn't had before.
Well, so far so good. They'll kick it away here.
First punt of the night for Texas.
Tavius Polo, the deep man. There's a little wiggle room. Closes in quickly and got tripped up at the 30-yard line. 36 or 35 seconds to go.
Well, is that enough time for Rusty Smith to work the ball down the field? No timeouts now. He's going to have to manage it to get to the outside of the field. Can't really afford to go inside too much. That clock will tick away on him.
49-yard punt by Gerland that time. Helped push him back a little. So here comes the junior out of Jacksonville, Florida. Last year throwing for 3,688 yards. Got his first TD pass on their last possession of this season to Housley. Trying to set up a little screen and nothing doing on Edgecombe on the reception. Out of bounds with 20, you know, going to run it with 27 seconds to go as Norton was covering.
Yeah, Jared Norton, nice job on the outside as a linebacker, taking care of the screen responsibility on the running back.
And Smith looked over to say, all right, I'm just going to let the clock wind down at this point. He had one look at it, and that will take care of this first half of play with Texas in its season opener. A 28-10 leader over Florida Atlantic. touchdowns by Cody Johnson, Chris Obanaya, Shipley, and McCoy. And Howard Schnellenberger's seen his club get a late TD on a pass from Smith to Hausler. But they're down 28-10 at the intermission.
I think that Howard does.
Let's send it down to Ahmad Brooks with Mac Brown.
Coach, much has been made about the quarterbacks in the Big 12. Colt McCoy has certainly made a case tonight as being one of the best. 18 of 19, 160 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. What are your thoughts on your quarterback?
Well, Ahmadi's really made a case for 2 years in the game now because he's a really good player. He's already won 20 games in Texas history, and he's playing a great game tonight. And that's what we've seen in spring practice and camp.
Your defense has only given up 13 yards, played fairly well, new and improved. What are your thoughts on your defense?
Well, I thought they played great because they kept them out of the end zone until that last drive, and we've got to play better the last 5 minutes of the second half. And now we get the ball to start the third quarter, so hopefully we can get back on the roll we were with our momentum.
Coach, best wishes second half. Guys, back to you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thanks, Ahmad. Thanks to you. Coach Mac Brown. Yes, Vince Young, that jersey retired prior to the game. We'll have that ceremony for you when we come back. Texas in control, 28-10.